Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to JU-Ice channel. Happy Tuesday. And as you can see, I am up and about. I'm outside. I'm going to do me some walking. First, I'm going to do some stretching and stuff first, and then I'm going to do some walking. And thank God for waking up this morning. I feel good. I feel great. I hope y'all say the same thing, and I hope lots of you are feeling great also. I know some are not because some are sick or stressed out or whatever, but don't let all that stuff get to you. You know what I'm saying? You still have to get up and get out and do the do. Even if you don't go a long way outside, walk around your neighborhood or something, try to do some stretches, or even come out in front of your house or your building and just get some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Just get some fresh air, get some get some sun on your body, vitamin D. Do something. But don't just sit there and worry about the bills, worry about this, worry about that. As long as you know you have a little job or something and money is coming in, you just have to keep believing and praying in the Almighty and try to hold on to whatever job you have. You know what I'm saying? Stop jumping from job to job. There's a lot of people out here, they complain about they not making enough money on their job, and then they switch and go somewhere else. The grass is not always greener on the other side. I remember some years back, certain family members used to say to me, why don't you look for another job that's paying more money and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? People are quick to tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. But in the meantime, and I'm going to say you, know what is best for you. If you have bills and stuff to pay, you do not leave whatever little job you have. It might not be paying a whole lot, but it's taking care of your bills. You don't leave your job running out there looking for others, and then you don't have nothing to return back to. Then you have to start all over again. You know what I'm saying? Even if you stay on the job, you can still put in application other places, try to get interviews and stuff like that. But don't quit where you're at. Do not do that. Because lots of time, you end up ass out. You might leave the job that you feel you weren't getting enough pay, run into one that is saying that they're going to offer you more money. And then when you get there, you're realizing that it's not like that. Now you're ready to leave again and try to go somewhere else. Thank God they have like online jobs now. People can work online and stuff like that. They don't even have to leave their house to go out to the office or stuff like that. Thank God for that. But a lot of people don't have that access. You know what I'm saying? So, folks, you have to be mindful and be aware of things. You know what I'm saying? And then they have some folks out there, they don't like for anyone to tell them anything. They always want others to read them or whatever. Do you see ghosts? Can you read people, and then when the person tell them what they think, but the person warns them first, you have to change the way how your life is going right now or what you're doing right now. That way in the future you can succeed. You know, if you are going in one direction and you don't try to change it later on in life, when life catches up to you, which means that you got older, you're going to regret. You know what I'm saying? So, people, you shouldn't take offense to anyone giving you any kind of advice like that, especially if you ask the person, can you tell me what's going to happen? Can you tell me? Can you what do what do you see? Tell me, tell me, tell me. It's just like going to those people that read palms. You go to these people for them to tell you what is going to happen to you or what's going on in your life, or try to how to better it or whatever. And when the person always say, don't tell me what's going on with you, let me tell you. So the person tells you, and then a lot of folks get angry at these people. They get angry. Like, say for instance, the person say, oh, you're gonna die tomorrow, or you're gonna get sick tomorrow, or something like that. Why would a person take that, instead of you hearing what the person say and just leave it alone, you keep it inside of you, then you get angry, but you're not saying nothing to the person. First of all, if the person tell you something like that and you didn't like it, you should just tell the person, oh, stop, I don't want to hear anymore. No, I don't want to hear anymore. And just leave it alone. But why hold on to it because you're offended? Why hold on to it and then later on you dish it out in a different, well, the same words, but you dish it out in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And then you're angry at the person, calling the person negative and this and kind of that. The person is not negative. The person was trying to be sincere to you. But a lot of you out there, you take things, you ask questions, then you listen to what the person say, and then you take it a different route. You know what I'm saying? I call that being sensitive. You're a sensitive person. You are persons. You want to hear, but yet still you don't like what you hear, and then you take it the wrong way, as though the person or persons is trying to bring you down or talk you down or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what the person was trying to do. The person wasn't trying to do damn thing. The person was just there and you asking questions and this and that. So when the person or persons give you answers, you shouldn't get offended. You shouldn't. Why are people like that? Why? I call it that they're small-minded. It doesn't matter how smart they are, but I call it being small-minded. So folks, if you run across anyone like that, you have to be very mindful of these individuals. You know what I'm saying? They smile in your face, but when you say something to them now, they angry inside, but they not going to show you the anger. They just looking at you and smiling. Then a little while after, or maybe years down the line, they're going to come out talking and throw stuff out at you, and throwing out stuff that didn't actually happen or was said. You know what I'm saying? And they look at it as you're getting older and now they want to refresh your memory. Why didn't you refresh the person's memory when it happened? Why didn't you speak about it when it happened? Why you wait until years later to bring it up? You claim you're not arguing or fussing or nothing like that, but you clearing the air. We both were hurt and all of that. But why even do that? You know what I'm saying? And then when the person is trying to say, no, that's not what was said, it wasn't like that, then you sticking the person out trying to say, no, this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? And then you just screw the person head up all over. You know what I'm saying? That's madness. That is madness. And why would you do stuff like that? Because you are unhappy of what is happening with you right now, or what situation you in, or whatever you're doing, things, I don't know. But, come on, you shouldn't do people like that. You shouldn't. And then you want to act like you want to make peace and stuff like that. Come on. How you trying to make peace when deep in your heart you don't mean it. You're just saying it with a smile and a hug, but you don't really mean it. You know what I'm saying? You cannot move on if you don't let things go. And then you holding on to stuff that wasn't really didn't really happen, or wasn't said. You coming up with all this stuff. People, y'all have to get it together out there. Any of you that is going through anything like that, or been through anything like that, because I sure have. Don't let no one or nothing stress you out. I'm telling you, do not. People, misery loves company. And when things are not going right for a person, they put on this front, and then they try to make you feel like you the worst thing, like you did so wrong and all this kind of stuff, which is wrong. You know what I'm saying? You might have made a couple of mistakes along the way, or said something wrong along the way, but all of the stuff you didn't say or do, you know what I'm saying? So stop trying to shove that down the person's throat, you know what I'm saying? And then put it on as though saying, oh, we both were hurt, or we all were hurt, and all this kind of stuff. Come on. It's called make peace, not war. Because to me, you're not really making peace. You're just pretending. And that doesn't really make sense. But thank God, I'm a happy, go lucky person, and there are a lot of people out there that happy and go lucky. So they, stuff like this happens, and then they just let it fly away, Because if you sit and you dwell with it, it's gonna drive you insane. Your anxiety and all that's gonna go up. Then you're gonna want to hold on to anger inside, when there was no point of doing that. You know what I'm saying? So don't let. It's a jungle out there, people. It's a jungle out there. And they have all sorts of species in the jungle, all sorts of animals, all sorts of everything. And you have to be aware. You have to keep your eyes open, your ears open, and you have to be looking and stuff like that, because if you don't, one of those species is going to swallow you up, or bite you, or sting you, or something. And then when you feel the pain, you're going to be like, oh my God, what the hell had bit me? What happened? And then when you look down, you might see the little species or the big species moving away, or right there looking at you, or whatever. Probably want to bite you again. And then you're going to be like, oh my God. This is what bit me. Oh my God, and then you're going to try to get away from it. It's terrible, It's really terrible. So you have to be careful out in this damn jungle that we are all living in. You have to be aware. You have to be careful, because things could be going so good right now, and then the next second, somebody have to crawl out the damn woodwork and try to spoil things. That always happens, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen all the time, but lots of times it happens. And I hate that. Don't y'all hate that too? That's why they say misery loves company. And no matter how nice or how good you are to a person, if they have some kind of hatred, I call it hatred, or dislike towards you, you might not have done nothing really bad to them. You might not even have done anything to them. But they will go out there and tell they people this about you, that about you. Then they people gonna be looking at you and eyeing you like you the worst thing on this earth. And they don't realize that you sense things. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you don't like being around the people half the time. And then if you are around, You just be mindful of what you say. You be mindful of what you do, your movement. Because next thing, it'll come out. The talk would be, oh, he or she said this. Did y'all see? Did y'all hear what they said? Did y'all see what they did? You know what I'm saying? And you probably didn't even do a damn thing. But all the eyes are on you because of this one individual or these individuals telling people all these stories about you. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. And why is it if somebody is friends with somebody, why you always have to try to cause animosity? What is it? You don't want the person to have no kind of friend or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? That's called jealousy. You know what I'm saying? You can't have it all. Others have to have some kind of joy in their life too. For real. And one thing that I dislike, I hate pretense. I don't like people that pretend. You know what I'm saying? They're false prophets. I hate that. Don't y'all do too? They have a lot of false prophets out there. They will smile in your face, but behind your back, they would take that knife and push it as far as they can right in your back. To me, it's like they just want to see you down. I don't know. Because they are down. And that's not nice. That is not nice. Because when you're up, when they're up, they want to bounce around and smile like the whole world is covered in gold. But when they down now, they want to see you down too. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? Why are people like that? Oh my God, like I just said, it's a jungle out there. We're living in this big jungle. And you have to be very skeptical and be aware of your surroundings and the species that's walking or crawling or whatever around. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want none of them to bite you. Serious. Some bites are really bad, and then they might have some kind of poison or venom in them, and they'll try to kill you. You know what I'm saying? If you can read between the lines. So, folks, that's all I got to say for the day. Try to be happy. If you ask someone a question and the person give you back an answer, don't take that as the person is negative and they looking down on you or putting bad stuff on you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what the person is doing. You ask a question, person try to answer it. Don't get mad with the person, you know what I'm saying? And then the person say, you need to change what you're doing, change your surroundings, change what you're doing. It's all about changing. So when you get older, you won't be faced with all of these problems, difficulties, or whatever. Yeah, everybody gonna have problems and they're gonna face some kind of difficulty. But if you get warning from early, you will go about your life different ways. You know what I'm saying? If you never get warnings, then you're gonna be butting your head here, there, and everywhere, and you'll just find out the hard way. But if people warn you, don't get angry with the person. There's a lot of parents out here that warn their kids about stuff, and the kids get angry and they go do whatever they want to do. And then when they get older, I know deep inside they say to themselves, if only I had listened to my parents, if only I had listened to my mother, if only I had listened to my father, if only I had listened to this person, this wouldn't have happened. So instead of you getting angry at the person, take that as a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Take it as a lesson and try to learn it. You know what I'm saying? Try to change a little bit, change something so you wouldn't be falling into these difficulties later on in life. I'm dead serious. Stop looking at things as the person is being negative or this and that, evil or whatever. They just giving you, they just, you act, so they just giving you a little heads up. Like, say for instance, you walking down the street and they have, you don't know, but they have like a group of people, like guys or girls, maybe 5 or 6, maybe less, and they waiting down there, they just standing around talking. Someone just happened to come your way and you ask them a question. Um, did you see anybody down the street? And then the person come out and answer you. Yeah, I saw 5 or 6 or how many people down there. But be careful, because, what I'm seeing, they don't look like, too sociable or whatever. Just be careful. Now, because the person tell you be careful, why should you get mad of that? Listen to what the person said. You either walk down that way and run into these people, or you just turn around and go a different route. That's all the person's trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? But you take it the wrong way and then you get mad at the person. Oh my goodness. And that happens to a lot of people out here, a lot of folks, including myself. It happens, but we have to learn. We have to listen and learn. And if somebody is telling you something, especially if you ask, don't get mad at the person, you know what I'm saying? And hold that shit, in, and then belch it out later on, It's crazy. And you don't just belch it out. You wait for a certain time to do it. It's wrong. Well, I'm right here by this lake. Someone told me in a comment that these are not lakes. It's it's a hole, a manhole, not a manhole, but whatever. I forgot what they said, but they said these are not lakes. So anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. I stand corrected. It's a hole with a whole bunch of water in it, and it was man-made. So, but it looks nice, and you see the water is just sprouting out. It looks so nice. It's so peaceful, and I'm standing right here. It's cool right here. There's trees and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get into my stretching right now, and folks, y'all have a good day. All right. Don't let nothing or no one get you down. Don't let nothing or no one stress you out. I'm dead serious. Because that's what it looks like. People like to stress other people out because they're stressed out. And that is not a nice thing. That's not nice. So, peace. Have a good day.